Hello, San Francisco. So, yeah, I'm drunk, but even if I was sober, I would have to have a disclaimer. Here's the disclaimer. I truly, honestly don't give a fuck. I am not politically correct, except for the fact that I'm a black woman, and that's about as politically correct as it fucking gets. I make absolutely no apologies, so if you end up offended, you should, the bartenders are still working. Okay, so here goes a couple stories about Muni. Man, Muni! I will tell it, okay, I'm gonna start off with a funny story, I'm gonna start off with a sad story, but my funny and your funny might not be the same. Cause it's looking hella hipster in this motherfucker. Alright, shoot me for telling the fucking truth. Alright, so, the reason why I'm rooting for the cats from the South who get up here, my mom's from the South, my mom's from Dermot, Arkansas, my dad's from Monroe, Louisiana. If you have heard of those two places, I don't give a fuck what color you are, we are cousins. We share DNA. It has been a while since I've seen you last. So first story. Grew up, serious Southern mama. Single mom of 3 girls. But don't let the smooth taste choke you. My mom is truly a Southern belle. I'm talking about hats cocked to the side. I'm talking about the nice shirts with the fluffs and the pencil skirt with the heels. Okay, so I grew up in East Oakland. All right, that good part with the brown apartments and shit. That good part. All right, so I grew up there, and my mom scraped and saved to send all 3 of us to Catholic school. You know, she was like, yeah, I see Shaquisha in them. That's not who I'm raising you to be. That's just not who the fuck I'm raising you to be. So we had to go to Catholic school. My mom wanted a better job. So she's a college student, single mom, wants a better job. It's in San Francisco. So I'm in my little Catholic school, girl. I must have been about 8. And my mom's like, I got a job interview, you coming with me? You gonna sit your little black ass in the waiting room? You gonna shut up? I double dog Scooby-Doo dare you to ask for shit. And I'm coming out, and I'm gonna take your ass to school. This is how the day gonna go. This is how the day gonna go. So I was like, okay. Now keep in mind, this is the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, okay? So got my little hair pressed with the little ponytail to the side, with the nigga on it, you know, with the bangs going, you know. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with my mom. And at the time, it's hard to imagine, but I was really skinny. You know, skinny in my little uniform. So we come from Oakland on the bar, and we get on a bus towards Hunters Point. And the closer we get to Hunters Point, the more kids are getting on. The more kids are getting on, kids getting on. And these kids are playing in the back. They teenagers. And me and my mom sitting in the back. But she got on her little silk purple and her pencil skirt with her hat cocked to the side. And I have never heard my mom scream. She doesn't scream. She doesn't cut. When she gonna whoop your ass, she just says, I'm gonna whoop your ass. When we get home, I'm gonna whoop your ass. That's usually how the conversation went. And you had to wait all day for that ass. So I never heard her scream or cousin, nobody. So we on the back of the bus, and all these kids from Hunters Point get on the back of the bus. Teenagers at the time. So these kids decide, they joking around. My mom not saying nothing, she hold my hand, and I'm like, okay. And they cussing, and I'm like, ooh. You know, in my head, I'm like, ooh. And my mom doesn't say anything, she's just sitting there or whatever. And this kid has some sunflower seeds. He keep putting them in his mouth, putting them in his mouth, putting them in his mouth, putting them in his mouth. And the girl says something, and he spits the sunflower seeds on her. Father God, but some of the seeds land on my mama's silk shirt. So, yeah. So my mom says, motherfucker. You nasty ass, you spit a whole shit of sunflower seeds all over me. And you ain't got no money to pay for this motherfucking shirt. So at the time I'm sitting there like, oh shit. I know one day I'ma be a big powerful woman, but right now I'm 8. And I cannot take up for my mama if he decides to rise up on her. All I got is teeth and toenails to defend her with. So he's like, ma'am, I'm sorry. She was like, exactly. You are one sorry motherfucker to spit some sunflower seeds on my silk shirt. So she keeps cussing him out. All his friends are quiet. Everybody's sitting back because they don't expect the fancy lady with the hat to have this much gangster in her. I'm scared. And the guy's like, man, you know I'ma get off. I'ma get off. She was like, don't puff your chest up like you gonna get off. Motherfucker, I might get off with you. And I was like, I hope she don't get off with me. Because that would mean I would have to get off too. So, my mom finally looks down at me when I'm like grabbing her hand and she takes her southern breath. Woo. She says, thank God for Jesus. And he gets off the bus. And my mom made it to her job interview with the sunflower seeds spit all over. She didn't get the job, but she all right. She all right. So that's my first Muni story.